이번엔 최고령도자 동지.
교명한 용도 아래 우리 조선 반도는 질서정연하고 강력하다. 남부 차단구역에서 발생했던 산업사고는 우리 공화국의 용적 투쟁으로 이미 수습되어 조국의 안전엔 흔들림이 없다. 차단구역은 안전하다.
Inside the mall is a set of black files carrying bounty intel on a high-value target. Locate the files and eliminate the HVT. Expect contact. HVT may be in the area hunting anyone after that intel. Jeez, this place is huge. It's dark as hell. That's why you got NVGs, man.
Hey, I'm gonna head downstairs real quick. See if there's any weapons or gear laying around.
No, that's a negative. That's not why we're here.
I'm gonna be fine. It's only gonna take 2 seconds.
I say again, that's a negative. Okay, get your ass upstairs.
Damn, he's down. Let's go help him.
Hell no. That's on him. I told him to get his ass up here.
Copy. Where are we at on the intel?
Got it. Alright. Let's find that HVT.
On you.
Overwatch to actual. Letting that intel compromise your location. Enemies are alerted to your position.
Shit.
Yeah. You know we're here.
Damn.
Bro, okay. Alright, let's just find that HVT.
Hey, hold up.
What's up?
Let's just... Hey, you good, man?
Fuck.
Yeah, you're all right.
Give me cover fire now! Your boys are making a lot of noise. Be aware, more enemy hostiles are now hunting your position.
Was that the HVT?
Hey, fuck the HVT. Let's just go to exfil.
Fuck! I got you, man. You good?
Yep. Let's just get out of here.
All right. Let me get some ammo.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, let's move.
Overwatch to actual. Look for any building with green smoke. I say again, green smoke. Brace, you got eyes?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, shit.
우리 공화국의 용적 투쟁으로 이미 수습되어 조국의 안전에
Brace, where the hell are you?
I'm inside.
Get your ass to the roof right now.
Copy. Please have medical. Oh, thank you. Hey, Locker, you downstairs?
Negative. I'm headed up the ladder. Going up to the roof.
Oh, shit!
Brace, get on the chopper! Go, go!
What up, y'all? I'm Isaac, here with Stephanie at Infinity Ward, and we're gonna take a deep dive into DMZ today.
We got the gang together. It's pod time. All right, so if you're watching this episode right now, we just got the very first look at DMZ in the Xbox showcase. It was sick. I'm so excited to talk about it. Joe, tell us a little bit about what we saw.
It's this kind of like, you see this state of the world of what's going on, the juxtaposition of what's being said versus what's being shown. You're getting a glimpse of Hajin. And then we go into kind of this squad rolling into DMZ on this intense mission. And very early on, one of the guys who's not really playing by the rules or not listening to his squad, he gets executed. So the rest of that video, you're actually watching through the perspective. He's watching his squad mates as they leave him behind and they continue. So you're seeing it through the helmet cam. That helmet cam perspective for us just felt tonally right. It's a really cool way to see DMZ, and it's a little bit of a tease. Like, we're not gonna show you exactly everything, but you're gonna get this really cool feel.
Yeah, in general, the whole thing just wraps up, what, 4 years worth of development. Then when you see it all come together, you're like, wow, we really made a damn game. But it came out really good, I think.
I just knew that this represented the experiential part of DMZ completely.
Can you talk a little bit about the state of the world in Hajin? You mentioned that, you kind of tied directly to the events of the single-player campaign, but how do we find, the map and the world?
Our story picks up just a little while after the events of the single-player campaign. There's a little gold rush going on between these different factions, and the North Koreans have now repopulated and taken back up the positions that they held from single-player. And so you're inserted to do various missions, and the map is all mostly South Korea and then North Korea up at the top.
I love how you guys have interwoven that Modern Warfare universe, that narrative through every aspect of the game. Obviously, making a big map like Hajin is a ton of work. Can you guys talk a little bit about the process, like the creative of how you start with that idea and bring it to life?
Whenever we make one of these big maps, it's always bugged me that you don't really have this like where did everybody go? You just jump in, and when we made Verdansk or El Mazrah, it's just, so when we started this day one, we started with single player and said, okay, let's create this this place. What's the inciting incident, and use that as a set dressing, as how we design and how we place things, and as a character to make the whole map really interesting. We found through these games that just being able to walk through the world and find these little areas and explore and discover things really added to the gameplay. And if you could just walk through a neighborhood and up into the woods and through some old abandoned broadcast station and back down into some farmlands, we could make that enjoyable and exciting and kind of spooky and give it this layer of character, then everything else that happens on the way is gravy. I think we are talking about what we were looking for. One, player growth, but also replayability.
Yeah.
And everything that we can do to keep it fresh.
And to answer more on the set deck, like the art team was amazing. You look at El Mazrah and you walk into any building, you're like, people were here 5 minutes ago, but they weren't. But when you look at Hajin and you go into a building, you see like, oh wow, there's panic. There's chairs knocked over and suitcases half packed, and you're like, it looks like someone left here in a rush.
In a hurry, yeah.
So every building is telling a story which goes all the way back to the SP campaign. It's awesome.
And what's cool is like even if you don't start with the single player campaign, you could play DMZ and then you see all these things and then you're like, I want to play the prequel.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you could go back and play the single player and see how this city got formed and shaped the way it is. So.
I've also heard that, DMZ is now a living world. How has that been, trying to make the world actually alive? I think you've always mentioned when you push the world actually pushes you back.
There's a bunch of different aspects to the living world. What's in it? We can start there with the different tiers of AI that we have. Mundy could talk a little bit to the star system and how that works.
Yeah, I mean, before that, though, I want to talk about the living world bit, where you said, like, why is it a living world? Like, one of the philosophies I've had as we set up the world is we treat the world like an organism, and it's all at this equilibrium. Like, if you just sat back and watched, everyone's just kind of doing their thing. The AI are traveling the map. There's guys getting trained. There's doing exercises. They're doing knife drills and all this. And you're a virus as a player. You're going in and inserting yourself into the space and kind of messing it up. And then the world wants to fight back and like put things back to normal. So that's why it's living. It's this world that's just so reactive to how you are in the space.
It's like we're chilling here. We're quiet and peaceful here. Why are you coming to bother us, right?
I mean, they're still evil. They're still doing nefarious things.
I was about to be like, well, yeah.
We're more of antibodies.
Okay,
maybe we're the
Okay,
antibodies.
sure, yeah. Welcome to Biology, the podcast.
Right.
We work in video games.
But yeah, we lean so hard into the world and making it feel alive and making it feel believable. And that when you go in, one of the difficulties with the DMZ beta was as soon as you fired your weapon, or as soon as an AI saw you and fired at you, they essentially went loud. They told a bunch of other AI that there's something bad here, and everyone went after you. And so you didn't really feel like you could control the world. And in DMZ, we now have a stealth system that allows you to step out in the open, and as soon as an AI starts seeing you, you get an audio cue, a visual cue. You can hit the deck, you can pause that combat. You can take those AI out, and if you take them out without anyone seeing, then you can kind of control the world. But if you get compromised and you keep killing more AI and you keep killing roaming commanders and whatnot, your star level goes up and the world starts to come after you. They try and get rid of you. So we're really excited for players to engage with this because it does allow them to play how they want to play.
But you can also manipulate it if you fade off into the woods, which is a big part of the map, is being able to kind of just disengage. You can use suppressors. There's a bunch of different things that don't really trigger a response. And so you really can kind of determine how much it will push back to you.
You guys are such big fans and players of Extraction too. You're so passionate about it, and how did you bring that experience from, you know, playing with each other, and how did it shape DMZ?
Accidentally shooting Jeff in the head.
Playing
some unknown game.
Yeah, and another extraction shooter. I think I have an enemy. Where? Oh. Shit, I just killed Jeff.
How'd you get ahead? And he's like, hide my shit in the
I
bushes.
did the exact same to Jack Reynolds.
Yep. You shot at me.
Yeah.
You looked in your inventory, I ran ahead, and you're like, I think I see someone. Where? I'm taking shots.
Yeah.
I'll cover you. Where are they from?
Yeah. So a goal was to make it a bit more accessible.
Yeah.
Head icons, letting you know that you actually have teammates, being able to find a way to extract them. Just try to, you know, kind of make it, you know, more accessible.
Yeah. I think one of the things when we looked at, you know, starting DMZ was the different types of players, and how could we build something that appealed to a wide variety of players. So you have your people who are your collectors or your looters, you have your people who are your narrative players, you have your PvPers, you have your PvEers who really like playing against AI or other bosses and things. And so that was our kind of challenge to ourselves, is if we can find a success condition for each of those players as they come into this mode, then everyone can exist together, play together, work together, hunt each other. And that was kind of the birth, I think, of DMZ.
Yeah, that defines what we mean when we say accessible. Like, it takes all sorts of players. The community is diverse, and that's what makes the experiences so interesting. That's what ends up having these amazing different stories that come out from DMZ, because people are playing it in different ways, but all in the same space.
Yeah.
We actually did surveys in-game in terms of actually getting data from the players and getting feedback from the players of what they like to do, and that's where we came up with the conclusion that, like, yes, there was very diverse activities that people like to do in varying differences. Like PvP is a big centric aspect of this, but so is all the other activities that people were doing. And as we play live extraction shooters as well, I think there's something for us to the genre, which is the stakes, you know, like the loss, the like putting everything on the table, that excitement that you're only getting in these types of game modes. You know, it's a little bit.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's you know, if you equate it to like VR, there's no pressure pushing you to do these actions. It's kind of this really beefy mid game of a VR where you just can kind of go and you go where you want, and you kind of determine your level of participation or anxiety,
or the adventure that you want to go, right? And you can change mid-match.
Okay, Mundy, I've got a fun one for you.
Oh no.
Infill to exfil.
Oh my.
Take us through what a match looks like. What are we experiencing? Give us the high-level hits.
I mean, gosh, everyone's got a little bit of an input on this one in particular, but I've been thinking a lot about what makes a full deployment. And the crazy thing about it is it's not really a one-size-fits-all. That's the thing. So you infill, you get to choose how you want to infill, and if you've done free roam or dynamic ops or story mission, there's going to be maybe an objective marker on the HUD or maybe not. And it's kind of you've chosen like your level of involvement on where the game's going to kind of tell you where to go. And from there, we kind of go, you're going from point A to point B, whatever, if it's a mission you picked or it's an objective just from the front end. And it's about what you run into along the way. It's like almost like little side quests pop up. And when you finally get to exfil, hopefully you exfil, everyone has a story. And that's the thing, it changes every single time. I mean, we'll have playtests and people come like, I can't believe this thing happened and I did this and the exfil chopper and a rocket came in and knocked me out. And it's like, people are telling stories of DMZ and they're always different. And that's, I think, one of the most amazing things about the DMZ space.
You said there are different ways to infill.
Yes, there are. Yeah, well, I mean, you get to pay for, using cash that you've found in the game, different ways. And maybe you want to have an advantage of a vehicle with you because you got to get somewhere really fast. Maybe dirt bikes or maybe LTV. I mean, there's various different ways you can come into the space, and they all have their advantages, but they also sometimes have their tells. If you come in a helicopter, everyone's going to be like, they bought a helicopter.
Yeah. But there's also all the air traffic that you can kind of hide in DMZ, like AI are flying by too. So
you can get lost.
Players?
How about we dive back into the weather, though, the dynamic weather?
I mean, we brought in a few people to play DMZ early, and we had the weather's random. It's random weather patterns, and so their first playthrough had heavy snow, heavy wind, and heavy fog. They were like, holy shit! And then we were watching them play, and they're going upriver on the raft with the wind blowing and the snow going horizontal, and their guns are covered in snow in their hands, and then the next time they played, it was rain sprinkled, that then transitioned into heavy rain. It just makes the map and the world feel dynamic and makes it feel real. And then, one of them was like, the map's kind of dark. And we're like, well, you got a couple, this was at lunch, and we're like, well, the next deployment, let's see what happens. The next deployment, it was sunny. And he was like, never mind, it's good. So it's really, really cool, and it just makes the world feel alive, and it makes it feel more real.
It changes throughout the match, you said.
Yes, it does. It's not static, it's not just rain. It actually changes and transitions.
It's not even a map wide.
Yeah.
There are pockets.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you could be on a hill, look down across a valley, and then you'll see this cool storm front.
Yeah.
And you can see where it's raining down there.
Yeah.
And so you can go down in and go down that area. So.
And for those who are concerned about fairness in PvE, yes, they change what they can see based on if it's super foggy, they can't see as far, just like you.
So in DMZ, we have multiple options for deployment.
Yep.
So you can either deploy into free roam,
Yep.
you can either deploy into story missions,
Yep.
or you can either deploy into dynamic operations.
We were talking about that. It stemmed from the DMZ beta and joining into a random squad. And everyone kind of has different goals that they want to do. So you'd have these moments where you land on the ground and then two players just F off in different directions because they have their own things they want to do. And you're like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So in DMZ, we've pushed hard that we have, before you're going in, you're choosing what you want to do. So if you want to do story missions, then you choose that and you get matched with other players on the deployment who are working on your chosen story mission. Same thing with dynamic operations. You don't have to run to collect the phone. You can just say, I want to go play a dynamic operation, and we pair you with a bunch of other players that want to do that, and that squad goes in. And so then you have that clarity. But if you want to do free roam and you want to hop in with other players who want to do free roam, then it's wide open. You guys can talk and figure out what you want to do once your boots hit the ground.
It's kind of letting you have a shared purpose before you head into the match, essentially.
Yeah. And our DMZ orders direct you towards those play experiences because one thing we learned is dropping you right into the battlefield. Like, then the way you learn the game is through dying, and that's not really fun to, die. And then, that's how I learned how to play DMZ.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, some players are going to want to go in free roam, just be like, I don't care, don't tell me what to do.
Exactly.
I'll figure it out. But
and they can
for a lot of players, it's like, I want to do a story mission. Let's see what this is about.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
But you still get all of the unknown quantities of extraction.
You're
even
still
if
with
you're
everyone
doing a
else.
story
That's
mission.
the magic of it, is you're still with all the people doing dynamic operations, story missions, and free roam. They're all together. So story missions for us, they're big, important missions that take place in a specific POI. The unique thing is that when a deployment's going on, there can only be one team doing a story mission in each POI. And they're pretty big experiences. One of our story missions has you going to a casino, and you have to drill the vault. So heading in, I won't tell everything, but heading into that vault, your goal is to get into that vault. You need to get up to the penthouse, but the power's off, so you have to get the power going on. Skipping ahead, eventually you get in, you drill that vault, and a bunch of enemies come after you as you're trying to get the cash out, get as much as you can out, and survive. The really unique thing about the story missions is that once you learn that mechanic from the story mission, even if you're not on that mission, you can still go to the casino and do that later on. It's a great way to get cash and other valuables out of DMZ. We're trying to take that with each of our story missions. We have another one in a hospital where you're trying to get somebody out of there who's being treated in this abandoned hospital against their will. So we're really excited for people to dig into those, and we feel like they represent kind of a leveling up of what it means to have a story mission in an extraction shooter.
Well, what about dynamic operations? Because that's something that's new to DMZ and Modern Warfare 4 as well.
Yeah, dynamic ops came out of the beta, and we saw a group of players that just wanted to play contracts. And just that was their thing. They come in, do a bunch of contracts, and exfil. And so we sat down and we were like, well, what would it be like if that was just the way someone played? How could we make that replayable for every time you come in and play? And that was where the dynamic ops system came in. And you have probably better insight into that.
I think you hit it. They're the grown-up version of contracts. And contracts in the beta were like, you get it, you go to a place, and you're done. And we realized that wasn't enough space to tell more of the narrative of DMZ. So now we have multi-steps to these dynamic operations. And that's one thing where we can tell the story of the military weapons that are in the field that you're trying to neutralize, capture, and pull off the field so that North Koreans can't take them. But the other part of dynamic ops that's fascinating is they really are dynamic. So not only by location, but also by how you get to it. So the dynamic ops usually have one main beat. Maybe it's rescuing a hostage, which you might remember was a really fun contract last game.
Very easy way to get to the map.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite.
And we've kept that. You can still do that. But in this one, it's not just like, oh, there's the hostage over there, go rescue him and take him over there. Now it's like, well, where is the hostage? Okay, so maybe we have to get intel, or maybe we have to break open a safe, and that safe's gonna tell us where the hostage is. But then we get to the hostage and he's like, well, there's bio stuff over there and you gotta neutralize that. So take me to the helicopter and then I'll tell you where it, and it's just this unfolding story every time that's just a little bit different.
Another way to think about it as well is as you head into DMZ, how long do you want your play session to be, right? Like you might want to head into meaty story missions with friends that takes a bit longer versus like, hey, I want a quick hit going through dynamic ops, or I want to do this very specific thing in free roam that might be 5 minutes, might be as long as the match time runs.
Talk to us a little bit about dedicated progression. I know that's a lot.
I mean, the thing we keep saying about DMZ is that it's a game within a game, and we want it to be a real extraction shooter. And so early on, we decided to give it its own progression. So any XP that you're earning in DMZ will rank up your DMZ rank. What that does is it unlocks new stations in your fob, it upgrades those stations, it unlocks new content for your stash, and much more. So even if you die, that XP still goes. In DMZ Beta, we had the active duty slots, and those are back now. But that operator that's in that slot, as you play with them, they're ranking up. And as their rank goes higher, their dog tag quality increases, and you get trait points that you can spend on traits to customize that operator. But the coolest thing is that if that operator dies, you have an option when you get back to the fob to rescue them. We call it our MIA system. And you can spend cash to rescue that operator, and any XP you've earned now converts to trait points. You can spend those points and continue that progression with that operator.
It also means you can have an operator for different purposes.
Yes.
You know, you can start collecting this operators for when I'm doing my missions or going after some loot. This one's for when I'm hunting players, and so on and so forth.
But also that operator doesn't just delete. The option to rescue him stays there forever. So you can, it's just like like, hey, I don't have enough money to rescue him, but I'll go and play some matches, earn up some money, then I'll go save him. You know.
So about the stealth system.
Is there anything that players should be aware of when running around, or just...
Artie, do you want to take the stealth system?
I can talk about it. So our stealth system is different because it's not binary. It's not one of those things where the AI sees you and all of a sudden the switch is flipped. It's more reactionary to how you're behaving. If you do get detected, you become compromised, and after compromised, you kill AI, now your star system starts to go up. You get 1 star, and reinforcements are coming in. You go all the way to 5 stars, and we're gonna send, oh gosh, Death Stalkers after you, Hunt Squads. We may even send some Riot Shield guys after you, so yeah, the world's really gonna react pretty strong if you push hard.
Yeah, I've had that experience.
You have?
It gets pretty gnarly.
Did you survive?
I tried my best, like running away from them. I could not hide from those guys. I think Scott Carpenter was watching me trying to get away from them for
oh my God.
2 or 3 minutes. It got really crazy.
But I should say also, it's opt-in. So if you, like Jeff said earlier, if you disengage from a POI and go off into the woods, we know that, we detect that, and we go, we're pretty sure you don't want this, and we let it kind of calm down naturally a little bit.
Might there be any extra rewards if you're willing to risk it all on the star system?
There's only one way to find out. It's by killing those guys.
Day one.
Tell us how looting and crafting will work in the game.
It's been a group effort, right? From the design of Hajin to what kind of loot you're going to find in the game to the containers. And the goal from the start was that there's a logical layer to looting. So if I'm from the buildings you go into, so if I'm looking for military gear, I'm going to be hitting police stations. If I'm looking for medical gear, I'm going to be hitting clinics and hospitals. And if I'm looking for printer materials, I'm going to be hitting residential buildings, I'm going to be hitting gas stations. If I need radiation gear, I'm going to be hitting the fire stations.
And if you need money.
And if you need money, you got the vaults, you got the cash registers. We also pushed really hard if you are desperate and you need a bandage to heal your wound, that every bathroom generally has a medicine cabinet, so you can check in there. So it's all built around realism as much as we can, to where I think I might find something, I can go to find that thing. So that's kind of like layer 1 to the looting system. It also gives really strong purpose to the looting, because all those items those places you're going, you're also finding crafting materials. So if you didn't find the thing you were looking for, if you didn't find the plate carrier in the police station, you can come back to the fob and you go into your printer, and if you have the right printer ingredient, you can print your plate carriers, you can print your backpacks, and much more.
There might be some items that you need to craft more powerful items that you can only find on roaming commanders or on bosses.
Yep.
So you're going to have a fight on your hands if you want to get your hands on them.
The fob is going to be a really cool spot for you and your people to just kind of hang out. But there's also, what you guys are missing is that there's also a firing range in the fob too, no?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so you can test out your weapon, whatever you just bought from the gunsmith, you go test it out in the firing range real quick. Yep. But it's kind of just a hangout spot for you and your team. You don't have to deploy immediately, but you can kind of just chill in there before you guys are ready to deploy.
Yeah, and the fob is really fun and it's cool to run around. And when people are waiting to deploy, they're sliding and jumping.
Yeah.
But anything you can do in the fob, you also can open up the menu and just quickly jump with our quick nav between your 3D printer to your stash to your gunsmith. So it's all really, really quick and easy to use on keyboard and mouse and controller.
And the fob is a place that you start off in, you have your fob, and then you can invite friends to your party, and then they appear in your fob. But it's just you and your friends. It's not anybody else. Yep.
Tell us about the different tiers of enemies that you're going to face in the DMZ.
Generally, as you work through DMZ, you're kind of our tier 1 grunts, right? And then some areas are tier 2s, and we go all the way up to tier 4s, right? And those are the kind of like the scary hunt squad guys that are coming after you. And then a layer on top of that are our lieutenants. Our lieutenants are very dangerous AI. They're never alone. And then Mundy should talk about the next layer of that, which is our roaming commanders.
Oh yeah, which Jack mentioned, roaming commanders are going to be the hardest, and we really are looking for entire squads or even multiple squads to take these guys down. We have drone swarms, death stalkers. Yeah, so another one of our roaming commanders is the Juggernaut, and we bring the Juggernaut back this time, and they have depleted uranium rounds. And those rounds will absolutely melt your armor. They'll also melt your vehicles. I mean, they will take them out so fast. In fact, I was testing out some of these mechanics locally at my desk, and I forgot that I had spawned a Juggernaut, and I'm in a helo going past it, and it just melted my helicopter. It was done. And I didn't have a parachute, so I fall to the ground and I'm dead, and I'm just like, well, I guess that works.
Yeah.
And then the most powerful one, I think, is our tank. And the tank has main gun, which will take out your vehicle in one hit.
Yep.
And then an MG on the top, which will take you out when you're on the ground.
Holy.
It's got reactive armor, so even if you have an RPG, it might not do that much. And of course, it's got loot in it. You want to kill this thing to get specific loot to craft specific things in your fob. So sometimes you have to kill it.
Yep.
And didn't one just hit somebody in the chest?
Yes. We were testing AI, and the person was running out the front window, and they mantled just as the tank came over the hill, and it was like, whoop, just straight in the chest. Quickly had to apply the tourniquet and get back up.
The tourniquet's actually something that we should bring up as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We were also looking for ways to help players who want to play solo or by themselves. In terms of being able to like get back up in the game at least once. So the new health system that the team designed is you have 150 health, but then if you get knocked down, you can sacrifice 50 health off your health bar to basically apply a tourniquet to yourself and get back up. Now you have 100 health, but you need to find a med kit or a bandage in order to restore that last 50 health. So it's a way to soften the blow when you go down and let players get back up and be able to play more in the game mode and experience it.
Do you have self-revives, or is this sort of replacing that?
No, self-revives is something you can have on top of that.
Oh, wow, awesome. So that's going to give you a lot of survivability.
Yeah. In so many of these other extraction shooters, like you go down and you're either yelling for help or it's game over.
Yeah.
And so we like the idea that the world is hard. It's really hard. But we give you a little second chance.
So we have a system in DMZ that's really going to engage any type of player. Talk to us a little bit about the bounty board, Jack.
Bounty board is something I'm extremely excited about. The idea for it is that as you killing players, as you do, you're going to start accruing a bounty over time until eventually we're going to have leaderboards where we can call out every week the top bounties in the world. We're going to be able to say every week the ones that have survived, the ones that have died. We can call them out. And then you as a player can decide, hey, I want to play as a bounty hunter and I want to go hunt these people that have bounties on their head. If you get really high in the bounty kind of spectrum, you can get to the place where your position is actually marked on the map. So for somebody like myself, I'm excited about it because I can kind of be on the map and it's kind of just like, hey, come hunt me. It's a little bit like putting a contract on yourself where it's like saying, mark me as a target, and then invite everybody to come fight you, essentially.
So you're also going to have the player killers, like they're the taking out those bounties. But to your point earlier with active duty slots, you can kind of customize your setup to maybe have a couple different builds for that. Right?
Totally, yeah, you could have an operator that you've equipped as your bounty hunter type that you're gonna go chase after other players with. I think it's important though that all of this, we also want that like players are a source of cash, they're obviously a source of whatever they're carrying on this. So in order for you to interact with like the 3D printer and other systems in the game, you can interact with the world, you can interact with players. There's various different ways to acquire what you need in order to move your fob up or acquire the gear that you want or craft an even better weapon. So all those systems kind of interplay with each other to make the DMZ universe.
What's the single, feature or element of DMZ that you're just all super excited for players to get into?
I mean, just exploring the map to me is, I want to see how people fight in it.
Yeah.
We've designed it so that the center has a lot of foliage, more foliage than we've ever been able to do. And when you get in there and you're having firefights, it just looks like something out of a movie. But being able to, be in a little suburb, kind of feel too much pressure, and then just fade into the woods. You feel like some action hero that just kind of goes, rogue and runs off. So I'm excited to see how many crazy firefights and stories just come from the map itself.
I'm excited in the map that there's all these little secrets that Jeff and his team have put in there. I like the idea I enjoyed. There's a care package hanging off the side of a skyscraper, and I had to like jump down and hopefully land right on it to get, the loot that was inside. You go into what you think is a sewer tunnel and it leads to a secret base underneath. Like, there's a lot to explore on the map. It's really exciting.
And it's massive, right? This is one of the biggest maps you guys have ever made, right?
It is the biggest.
The biggest map that we've ever made.
You guys, we've all been at this for almost, 4 years, maybe longer, right, with DMZ Beta. As a fan, I would love to know, like, what are some of the cool stories from the process of development into now that, you'd like to share with some of the folks out there?
I can think of one moment that hit for me where I transitioned from a developer into a full-on fan of DMZ. I was playing with Matt Holdner and Dave Lee, and we were playing this match, and it was playing out like most matches do. You fight some players, you fight some AI, and you're going, and we were so immersed in the world, we lost track of time. We didn't realize the radiation was expanding, and we missed the final exfil, or we missed the second to last exfil, and the final exfil pops up, and long story short, it was a race to get there, and as we're racing in the vehicle, vehicle and it runs out of fuel, and then we're on foot, as happens. We all went silent, and it was really weird. I was like, did Dave's mic break, or what's going on? And finally, we exfil, like 3, 2, 1, and we're in. The radiation covers the exfil chopper. We're putting on the masks that are in there. And I turned to Dave, and I was, Dave, what happened, man? Like, are you okay? You got what quiet? Is your mic dead? And he's like, no. That was the most dramatic moment I've ever had in a game. And we all just realized, like, holy crap, like this is, all the things you've been working towards are finally realized into this thing that you can see now as a fan and a player. And we just went, wow, this is awesome.
I think it's the mix of all the things coming together, right? So you play and you're playing, and just the amount of times that I say personally, when I'm playing, oh, that's fucking cool. Oh, that area of the map, I didn't realize that was there. Oh, the weather, oh, snow, that's really cool. You saw in the trailer the knockdown mechanic, and we have these moments where, like, you're traveling through, you're getting out by the skin of your teeth, you're at 5 stars, you're riding away. In the exfil chopper, you think you're good, and this happened to Steve Nahara. All of a sudden, AI chopper pulls up sideways to the exfil, and he's looking at him, and they fire an RPG into the chopper, hits him, and knocks him out the other side of the chopper. So he goes falling down. Holder's just looking at him like, sorry, bud. And then Steve, we thought, like, oh, was gonna be sad or frustrated. He just came over and he was like, I had the coolest thing happen. This happened, and then I did this, and I wasn't careful, and I fell, and I saw the chopper as I was falling down and hit my back.
I was in the back of that chopper when that happened. And he was talking to me for a second. It hit. It knocked me down, and I see him go out the back. Like, have you ever seen footage of someone that gets knocked off of water skiing? They just get in the water and they're drifting off. He's just like, yoo. So good.
It's very Steve coded from what we've heard about Steve.
It's happening again.
So I want to talk about challenges a little bit. We know players in the DMZ beta, they love those, you know, long-term engagements, and I know you guys mentioned replayability has been top of mind. Things like the Serpentine camo, for example, like what have you got in store for us?
We don't have specifics, but we are working on long-term grind challenges, multi-step challenges, and we're trying to make them challenges that are fun to do in DMZ, and they don't make you do something weird like put on a hazmat suit and go sit in the radiation. But we have a bunch of challenges in store, and then we know that a bunch of people are fans of the Serpentine challenge, so there's the spirit of that is in some of the stuff we're working on.
All right, y'all, thank you for joining the COD Pod today. We got a game to finish making and some play tests to attend. As you can see, we take play tests seriously here.
We got to get out of here. Thank you for tuning into the pod. If you want more information on DMZ, check out the Call of Duty blog. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace. We're just inviting Steve to see the belt.
That's gonna be mine later on tonight.
Oh,
yeah, it's tonight.
It's been a couple weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we've seen it. You know?
Doesn't matter. It's all only the only thing that matters is the week at hand.
Yeah.
That'd be mine in like an hour.
Yeah. Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again.
Earn this one, bro.
Yeah, you gotta earn it. This is
No participation trophies.
You got blown out of a helicopter.
We told that story.
Yeah, it's his fault.
To be honest, Steve, this is the one that you need.
That is the
most important one. This is the gunfight one.
Yeah, I will get it.
Yeah.
And then we will have another
I hope
shoot
you do, Steve. I hope
with you presenting the belt to me tonight at 5 o'clock.
I remember you being on the winning team, so you have to help Steve win.
Oh my God! Now I gotta
You know
play.
what? I'll come in and clutch for you. I'm not.
Can you bring that back to the pit for me? I just got to get my mic off. No?